1 second. Just trying to sort my phone out here because
Move it up a bit, otherwise it's turned itself off.
Just trying to sort my phone out here, people, because I'm supposed to do these streams on my phone in landscape.
Yeah, you forgot to change orientation.
But yeah, okay. Oh, hello anyway. Hello, folks. I'm rocking the Aragorn look tonight, as you can see. I look like something out of Lord of the Rings. And then again, it is quite cold. So, you know, nothing much more I can do about the weather. It's not going to snow, though, apparently, which is a good thing. So, anyway, who have we got? Who have we got in? Alice is here. Richard is here. Jade is here. Mike is here. Hello, folks. How are we? I'm not alone. I have a Lauren Lollybeans over there, currently sat in my computer chair.
Because it's comfy.
Yes. That's where all the videos are made, just there in my little station, my two screens.
People know that. Don't point that thing at me.
I'm not going to point it at you, Nikki, don't worry. Nikki is here as well, just in the background, stitching as always. So, excellent. Richard says, love the pink bike. Well, you weren't the only one who loved the pink bike, I'll be honest with you. It was quite the experience. And I'm glad that everybody sort of enjoyed that episode with me trying to do something mental in winter by going all the way down to the end of Sperm Point on a pink bike. But, you know, regardless of the color of the bike, it got me to the end. And that was the important thing. Very difficult to do, even on a bike. You know, it's not the easiest of things. But then again, it is 4 miles long all the way to the end of Spurn. So it's better than walking it. Let's be fair. How are things with the family? Asks Jacob. You're new, Jacob. Not seen you before. Not a regular face in here. You're always welcome, of course. Come and join the fun. Well, family are okay, to be honest with you. We're all happy doing our own thing. Hannah's got a bit of an issue with a leg at the moment, but a foot. It's a foot, isn't it? But it'll sort itself out. It's nothing serious. Hannah's been doing Hannah things. Lauren's been doing Lauren things. I've been doing my thing, and Nikki's been stitching. That's basically it. And working, of course. Yeah, of course. So, let's see. You look like somebody out of the Traitors. What's that? The Traitors? Not heard of that. I don't watch a lot of telly, so if that's some kind of TV program, then I've got no idea what you mean by that. Anyway, I've only got one sort of thing to sort of talk about this week. Other than that, it's kind of a general chat for half an hour, this one, because there's nothing else really to talk about. And that is, of course, the where I'm going tomorrow and Wednesday, and the guess where I am answer. So where am I going? I'm going up to the East Riding tomorrow. I'm going to Bridlington for the first time. So that's going to be cool. Not actually going to be filming anything in Brid itself. I'll be doing some stuff on the way up. So I'll be going to North Frodingham to start with. That's the biggest of the ones I'm doing. I'll be going to Foston, which has got an interesting little footpath, which I am going to walk down. It's interesting because you wouldn't know it's a path, but you'll see why that's the case in that episode. Kelk, which is next door to Foston. Then you've got Harpham as well. And then I'm going to Burton Agnes, famed for its hall. Carnaby. A lot of people are getting excited about Carnaby last week because that's got a rather interesting landmark that you would associate with the seaside, even though Carnaby is not actually on the seafront. But speaking of the seafront, I'm also going to Barmston and I'm going to Ulrome as well, and they are both on the sea. So yeah, there's 8 in total I shall be doing up there. And I'm going to be staying in Brid. I'm going to be staying in the Brunswick Hotel. Now, Nikki's stepdad comes from Bridlington. He's Bridlington born and bred. He lives here in Rotherham now, though. But every time Bridlington comes up in conversation, he's always willing to tell us a few things, isn't he? So don't be surprised if you might have a little bit of input in some of these episodes, because you will know them. And I'm hoping that when I do Brid itself, that he'll sort of chip in quite a lot. So, yeah, that'd be quite cool. So, yeah, that's where I'm going this week. The Guess Where I Am answer from last week. Now, for some strange reason, the short for this week's Guess Where I Am got a heck of a lot of views, way more than normal. Well over 2,000, which is mental. They usually only get about 100. Quite why, I don't know. But what sort of happened on the back of that is everyone was trying to guess where this pub was, which is effectively what you're supposed to do. Only one person got it, and that was really on the back of another comment. The answer was the Elder Tree Inn, which is in Horsington, which is in East Lindsey. Now, quite why YouTube chose to put that one out sort of to more people than normal, I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely a closed pub at the moment. Whether or not it will reopen at some point, I don't know. But yeah, it's certainly seen better days. If you know, looking at the front of it, looks a bit run down. I think the most sort of the weirdest thing about it was the doll. Did anyone notice the doll in the window? So above the door, if you go and if you haven't seen it, above the main door, there's a like a window and there's like a disturbing doll that's looking down onto the road outside, watching passers-by. Mental thing, but maybe that's what did it. I don't know. But yeah, Horsington was the answer anyway. So used to be 2 pubs in Horsington. I found that out later, and unbeknownst to me, I'd actually filmed the other one, so you'll see them both in the episode. Okay. Alice says, I washed my car yesterday. My back number plate was starting to disappear. That happens at this time of year, doesn't it? You know, this time of year, everyone's car gets really, really mucky. Mine's, you know, it's not the cleanest car you've ever seen at the moment. I will wash it eventually. Good morning out there, Dave, in Australia. I don't know what the weather's doing for you down there, but I imagine it's a lot warmer than it is here. Let's see. What else do we got? Ooh, Spitfires. Spitfire Kev, hello. You're new as well. Brilliant. Excellent. Jacob says, do you have any pets? Yes. Lauren, could you go and fetch the mog over? I think Angel will have to make an appearance now that we've mentioned it. We have a cat. Her name is Angel, and trust me, Angel is pretty much the worst name you could have for her, because it's more demon, to be honest with you. Definitely got a few murder mittens on her, I'll tell you that much. Once Lauren's caught her, we'll give her an appearance. Social. No, certainly not the most sociable of cats. We used to have 2 dogs. Lauren's got her now.
She won't stay put for long.
Am I going to get scratched? I'm probably going to get scratched. Here we go. Here is our Angel. Angel, you're famous. You're famous. You're on YouTube. Look. Angel, look. Angel. Yeah. Angel, look. You're not interested, are you? I know what's wrong with you. It's 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, Hannah comes downstairs and feeds her.
She's also not happy because I just had to run after her.
You had to run after her, yes, I know. But you caught her eventually, though. So
only because I cornered her outside of Hannah's door.
Trust me, this is you wouldn't think it to look at her, but trust me, Angel is one vicious cat. Don't get on the wrong side of her. I'll say that much. I'm gonna have to put her down in a moment because otherwise I may get scratched or something similar.
How you'll be putting down now before she flies off and knocks your phone out.
Good idea. Say bye-bye, Angel. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you then. Yeah. So there's our angel. Anything but, like I said. But we have some fun with her. We used to have 2 dogs. We used to have greyhounds. Chloe and Tony were their names. But they're running greyhound races in the sky now. So now we've got a cat instead. So yeah, it's a different ball game. Right, let's see what we got. Oh, good evening, Carol. Didn't see you there. You snuck in. Hello. Demon cat. Very cute. Have you ever visited Pocklington? Not yet.
Been there socially.
But I oh yeah, yes. I thought you meant have we done the episode yet? No, we haven't done the episode yet. We've been to Pocklington before. So it is coming. We've got sort of an either or date for it coming up. February the 11th or February the 25th. So one of those 2 dates, I'll let you know in due course. We will be in Pocklington, and it will be we because it will be me and Nikki as well. So
Possibly the girl.
And maybe the girls too. Depends. So yeah, Pocklington it's coming. If I remember rightly, after this run I'm doing this week in the East Riding, Pocklington's the next one. So it's like 9 episodes away, plus the 2 that you've not yet seen. So it's 11 episodes away, effectively, at the moment, on Saturdays. So, now the cat's going mental. You can't see this off camera, but the cat is chasing something around the floor. Is it like a wrapper or something?
Probably.
Yeah, dear. Might be a demon cat, but very, very funny. Very, very funny cat. For some reason, it's like sweet wrappers and crisp packets. Anything that rattles, basically. If you sort of fold it up and flick it, the cat will chase it.
She's got a big box of cat toys and never touches them.
Yeah. You buy her all these things, cat toys and whatnot, but it's wrappers that this cat likes for some reason. I don't know why.
She's currently chasing a Freddo wrapper.
Freddo wrapper. Brilliant. Oh dear. Okay. Let's just lean in a little bit here so I can see some of these comments. Carol has 9 cats, but put it down to being in cat rescue. Well, that's understandable, I suppose. Okay. Which Amber Valley episode did you drive through a Ford? That was Alder Worsley, where I drove through the Ford. You can hear the cat, can't you?
She's getting mad at it now.
Yeah. Probably just frustrated because Hannah's not come down yet to feed her. What was I saying? Yeah, it was Alder Worsley where I drove through the Ford. Not the easiest of tasks, I must admit. There's an episode coming up in West Suffolk. You saw the first in the West Suffolk series yesterday, but there's an episode coming up in West Suffolk where I attempt to drive through a Ford and change my mind very quickly because it was just way too deep, way too deep. With all the rain we've had just lately, sometimes the Fords, which are supposed to be shallow, just become impassable. And this one certainly was. So yeah, you'll see it in a few weeks' time. It's a long way away. It's the last one in the run of 8. So it's 7 weeks away yet. But you'll see what I mean. It's certainly wasn't a good idea to try drive through it. So good job there was a bridge instead.
Good job you didn't, because I'd have been cross.
Look at that. I've got a bit more sense than that, Nikki. So you're okay. And I know when things are a no-go in the car. I have 20 years experience driving, so doesn't mean I'm any good, but there we are. Mind you, to be fair, on saying that, with the amount of stuff that I film from the, with the camera on the dash these days, no one's ever complained on any of the videos where something like that is featured. No one's ever complained about, that I'm driving badly or something like that. which is a good thing. I take that as a compliment. You know, no comments is a good thing in that regard, I suppose. And I suppose it's even more important now that I'm doing, you know, these driving videos every week. You know, so yeah, can't say fairer, to be fair. Right, let's see. Carol says, I've seen that Torksey Lock has been pretty badly damaged. Channels near Garthorpe very high. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. I mean, I haven't been down that way for a while. When I was going to Lincolnshire last week, I couldn't cross Dunham Bridge because that was flooded on the Lincolnshire side. You couldn't cross Trent Bridge in Gainsborough either because of the floods on the Beckingham side. But luckily, I didn't need either of those two roads anyway because I was going down to Newark to cross the river there to get to where I was going to go. So it was a good job, really. I do believe the Trent Bridge in Gainsborough is reopened now, so all that's back to normal. Not sure about Dunham Bridge, but you know, don't need that this week anyway. The floods have been mental, to be honest with you. They've been absolutely crazy, and it seems to get worse every year. You know, every time the rain comes, you'd have thought we'd been more prepared now, you know, but we're just not. We're just not. So there you go. Let's have a look. The ford in Upper Slaughter. Where's Upper Slaughter, Dave? Is that somewhere in, considering you're in Australia, is that somewhere in Australia? Because I don't recognise that as a British place. So, let's see. Oh, speaking of cars being submerged in water, there was a thing going around this morning about Hornsey Seafront, which had been breached. The sea had breached the seawall, and there was a car floating in water there on the seafront. So that doesn't bode well for the future Hornsey episode, does it? Mind you, it should have all disappeared by then, I would have thought. Jacob, why don't you go to a zoo? A new zoo series. Well, don't really need to go to a zoo, to be honest with you. We've got the cat. We've got me.
You get the animal rights people going on about animals in captivity. If you did.
Yeah, I think I may have filmed a zoo before at one point. I can't remember where it was though. Oh yes, I can. It was in Newbull, West Lindsey. I think that's the only one I can think of that I've seen up to now. I know there are big ones, you know, major ones like Twycross, for example, which I've been very close to. Not quite got to it yet. There are other ones. So, you know, landmarks like that, they don't come up all that often. And when they do, you want to catch them because it's something different. You know, you can always guarantee in my videos there's going to be stuff which you've seen before mostly. I mean, every video you're bound to see things like roads, houses, bridges, rivers, phone boxes, parish notice boards, village halls, churches, chapels, all that kind of stuff. You know, all those sort of normal things are sort of like the bread and butter. But when something different comes up, that just gives the episode a whole new aspect. You know, it's like the Easington episode, the Sperm Point lighthouses. You don't see lighthouses in every episode, do you? And so when you come across one, you want to catch it. It's been the same with a zoo. So when I eventually get to a zoo,
Have got unique things about them.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Yes, Dave. Allotments as well.
So
yes.
Pumping stations, water or otherwise. Yeah.
I mean, even sometimes the most mundane of things, like a pumping station, you know, we'll probably walk past them, drive past them every day, and don't really appreciate what they do. I mean, there's the Headon episode which is coming out this Saturday. There's a pumping station in that which I felt was worthy of capturing because it was a bit bigger than your average one. Nothing special about it really, but you know, how many other people are capturing things like that? Let's be fair. How many other people are walking around taking pictures of that? Not many. Not many. Heddon's got more than that, though, let's be honest. A lot more than that. Let's see. Am I the Black Monk of Pontefract tonight? No, more like Aragorn, like I said. Dave Scott, it's a village in Gloucestershire in the Cotswolds. Is it? Oh, right, okay. Well, I've not been down that way since I went to flying the helicopter. So, and I don't know anything really about the Cotswolds really yet. So that'd be cool, because once I eventually get back down there, I can find that forward, can't I? Let's see. Wait till you go to Kent with the Oast houses. That sounds familiar. Oast houses.
Oast houses are part of the brewing process, I think.
Okay.
For hops.
Cool. Right. Cool.
Did a
Cool.
cross-stitch of one.
Oh, did you? How did I know it was going to be stitching related? How did the allotments thing start? Right. This goes back to the... Now then. Which episode was it? I can't remember which episode it was. It could have been anything, really. But I remember the first time I made a point of it was Ellica in the East Riding of Yorkshire. But there was a previous episode before that where someone had commented saying you didn't show the allotments. And me being me, when I was out the next time, I found a patch of allotments and I purposely filmed it so that this guy could see that, you know, sometimes I do show allotments. And I just said something along the lines of, there we go. Are you happy now? There's the allotments. And it just kind of stuck. Every time now I see a patch of allotments, it's like a running joke that I capture them so the fans, in inverted commas, can put them to with the rest of their collection, I suppose. So yeah, every time I see allotments now, I don't purposely, you know, go out my way to find them. You know, when I'm planning my routes, I sometimes see them, you know, overhead on the map. Sometimes I can catch them, sometimes I can't. But yeah, it's just a quirk of the videos now. And it just basically, you know, stemmed from a random comment from a guy who complained that I didn't film them one time. And it's just gone from there, really. So there you go. Simon, really enjoy your videos. Is there a map of the parishes you visited? Well, do you mean an entire UK map? Because if you're meaning that, then the answer is no. But obviously, I do have the maps in every episode, which shows you where I've been. Now, of course, in theory, I could combine all those together to make one big UK map, but that would take me forever. So yeah, it would be cool if there was a map that showed them all. I think, actually, thinking about it, I think there is one, but I can't really fill it in because it's some of the areas too small to sort of do it properly, and you wouldn't know what
these parishes are teeny tiny.
You wouldn't know. Basically, if I tried to do it, you'd look at it and think, well, where's that one? Because it's kind of not shown because it's too small. So no, there isn't. Unfortunately, I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. Jacob says, "Where's your favourite place in the East Riding?" Oh, blimey. Good question. I don't think I've got one, quite frankly. I just love the whole county. I mean, for all the bits I've seen. To be fair, what's left of it, once you add that on, I'm just trying to think now. I mean, I suppose Withensea is always going to be a favourite of ours. It's always a favourite of ours, isn't it, Withensea? Anywhere that's on the sea, I think. Mind you, having said that, some of the inland stuff, Skidby was quite nice with the windmill. I don't think I can narrow it down to just one, to be fair. I think there's a few. I think it probably changes, you know, on a regular basis. Richard, what about dustbins? I'm not going to film dustbins. Although, having said that, obviously, bins can be interesting because sometimes they have the council logo on them. Anyway, let's see. Brewing beer, yes, Nikki Carroll says brewing beer, correct. Parents used to go on holiday hop picking in the 40s and 50s. How nice are the chips at Upton Chippy? Don't know. Not been there for donkey's yonks. It's a coal-fired chip shop for people who don't know. I imagine they're just as nice as any other chippy, really. But I've not been there for a good number of years, so I genuinely can't remember back that far, honestly. So yeah, I suppose you have to go and find out yourself. Let's see. I'm sure I missed another comment back up here that I wanted to look at. Maybe not. Okay. Why don't you do a Lake District series like Grassmere and Windermere? Oh, don't worry about that. I will get to the Lake District eventually. Of course, it won't be called the Lake District series. It will be Westmoreland and Furness is what it will be, because that's the other Cumbrian district. I work by district. I don't, just do a general area. I work by actual district. So if you look for the Lake District series, it won't ever be there, because that's just how I am. Because I like things to be defined. I like there to be defined boundaries. I don't like areas, grey area kind of thing. I don't like that kind of stuff. There has to be sort of rigid boundaries, and that's basically how I work. So yeah, Westmoreland and Furness is where you'll see the Lake District. It might even go, I was thinking, does the Lake District extend over the border into Cumberland? It might do. Probably does, actually. It's a big place, isn't it? So yeah. But of course, Cumbria is such a long way away that at the moment it's not the sort of thing I can get to every week. I would like to, but it's not always possible, because some of these places, far-flung places, we live in Rotherham, and even though it's kind of a central town, if you like, in the middle of the country, as it were, you can get north, south, east, west pretty easily. Some of the far-flung places, they have to be planned out carefully because they're so far away. This is why I've not been to Devon or Cornwall or Dorset yet. I'm going to Dorset, later this year, but some counties like that, if they were just round the corner, then it would be easy. But they're just not. It's going to take me a good 4 hours to drive down to Dorset. There you go. I mean, it took me 2 to get to Suffolk. Last week, week before. So that's the nature of the job, isn't it? You have to travel, but it's the time spent traveling sometimes. Although I do have sort of no sense of distance really anymore. Some places that I'm going to in the near future means I have to pass through places I've already been to. And when I was driving to those places, I was thinking to myself, well, that's a long way away. But then I look at the map and think, well, it's not really, because I've been there and it wasn't so bad. And now I'm going a bit further, Harrogate's a good example of that, because I've been looking at the Harrogate map again today, working out where working out where I'm going to go. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, that place is 2 hours away, but I've been there, which is literally just next door. So it actually isn't that far, because I remember how far it was, if that makes sense. I just don't have any sense of distance now. Not really. So, are we going to see you climbing any mountains? Yeah, there'll be some mountains eventually. When I get into the Peak District a bit more. There is one big, what do you call it? A mountain, actually. I suppose it is a mountain. It kind of overlooks a steep cliff. I'll tell you where I'm thinking. It's Matlock. There's a big sort of cliff edge. It's called Giddy Edge, and it's basically a path that runs along the edge of the cliff, literally millimeters from the edge. It's got a handrail, which is a good thing, and I do plan to use the head strap to actually walk along this path. So yeah, because carrying the tripod would not be a good idea, trying to be careful where there's a steep drop to your right hand side. So yeah, you will see me climbing some mountains. Not quite sure whether I want to climb the likes of Scaffold Bike or anything like that. The cat is going mental for some reason. But yeah, there will be some mountain climbing. So let's see. Let's see. Take your time and enjoy the journey. Yes, Mike. I'll tell you, I am enjoying the journey. I'm absolutely enjoying it. Probably more than ever. Am I interested in football? Yes, I am. I'm a Liverpool fan. We'll leave it at that. Alice, you won't catch me on Giddy Edge. I take it you know Giddy Edge then, Alice, do you? Yeah, it's. I've only ever seen videos of it, so I don't know what it's like myself yet. But I do plan to walk on it. So, kind of place that you don't want to look down, really. Certainly not if you're susceptible to vertigo. So, when it's past, that's another one. Yeah, when it's past is another one, isn't it? I've never been up when it's past. It's literally just a couple of miles to the west of here into the Peak District. I've never been to it. Castleton. Been to Castleton, but I've never actually been to the pass. It's funny, isn't it? Let's see. Right. Where are we? 32 minutes in. Yeah, we're a good chat tonight. I'm sorry there was no real sort of issues or things to talk about properly. But it's one of those weeks, it's been a bit slow, a bit quiet. Not really much to chat about. But sometimes this is what you need in these meetings, just a little natter, bit of banter, bit of catch up. Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need much more than that. Next week is a members meeting. So if you are a member, then obviously I shall see you in 7 days' time. If you're not a member, well, now's the time to join. Press the join button on any of the videos, and you can see me again here next week. Of course, with it being a members meeting, they're never as plentiful chat-wise, but sometimes the members have sort of more ideas of what to say, I suppose, don't they?
And the members get sneak peeks.
The members get sneak peeks too, so that's a good thing. I think tonight though we're pretty much there, aren't we? We're done effectively. So I will be in Bridlington tomorrow, and you guys will get. What video have you got tomorrow? You've got what day is it tomorrow? It's Tuesday tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, Warburton. Warburton is what you guys get tomorrow. Members get Dun and Massey. So yeah, two very interesting places in Manchester there. One with a toll bridge, which costs you a very small fee, and the other one with a big hall and parkland and a mill as well. Anyway, time for me to disappear, and I will see you next week. So thanks for joining us, and bye-bye for now. See you later. Wrap up warm, people. It's cold. Okay.